What's going on, LF fam? Let's get into this video. Long overdue. You guys know I'm a big advocate on tracking macros, flexible dieting. So here's my guide on figuring out what your maintenance calories are and how to start tracking, period. So for those who just stumbled upon what macros are or just getting into it a little bit, macros are your fats, carbs, protein, also alcohol, but we're gonna exclude that for video purposes and just because, you know, we're not gonna be tracking alcohol. So fats, carbs, protein, each gram of fat is 9 calories, each gram of carb is 4 calories, each gram of protein is 4 calories as well. So that's very important when it comes down to tracking and knowing how much calories you're putting into your body, right? So first thing first, how to track macros. Well, starting to track macros is you're gonna need a calorie counter. Okay, there we go. So I use MyFitnessPal. It's what I've been using for years now. It's pretty good with just finding what foods are when you go out to eat or like any type of restaurant. You can usually type in the name of the restaurant and it actually sometimes has the whole menu on it. So it's really useful. It's really good to just track or when you go out, or you can just log in normal foods when you make it yourself. So that's first thing first. Download MyFitnessPal, or if you want to use another app to count calories, go for it. We're going to use MyFitnessPal for this video purposes just because that's what I use. So go in, make an account, figure out what they tell you as far as what your maintenance is. I usually disregard it because I feel like they use a ratio that's not really tailored towards bodybuilding, or at least like strength training, muscle building kind of program. So I think it's good for like maybe if you just want to lose weight, you don't care where it comes from, then you can use the numbers, I guess, because they'll give you a good idea of what your maintenance could be. But my way of doing it, what I suggest is when people ask me how to track or how to get a good idea of what their macros are, is track your normal meals or your normal day of eating for 3 to 7 days and then figure out the average of that. That'll kind of tells you where your maintenance is at, what you'll need to do if you want to lose weight, gain weight. So let's say you track for 7 days and you divide that by 7, you get an average of 2,400 calories, right? That's where your maintenance is at. So that's your baseline, that's your maintenance. Now simple math, right? You want to increase weight, be in a surplus, so you got to eat more than 2,400 calories a day. You want to lose weight, you want to, you know, lose some body fat. It gets a little trickier, but you want to be in a deficit. And of course, so if your maintenance is 2,400, you want to drop that down, be under that every day, and you'll lose some weight. Of course, now if you do it the wrong way, you could just lose all your muscle, which, you know, sometimes you can tend to do that, which is why I don't suggest you use the app numbers that they give you, because I think their ratio is off, especially for bodybuilding. So what I suggest you do is follow the simple guidelines of 1 gram of protein per body weight, be at a good healthy fat level, which is usually 40 to 50 minimum, 40 grams to 50 grams a day minimum. Play with that and then throw the rest of your macros into your carbs, which is what I usually do. So when somebody comes to me and they tell me, oh, I want to start tracking macros, I want to do this, I'm like, okay, so do you track? Do you have anything? No, I eat this type of meals a day. Good. Log those in for 3 days. Boom, you figure out what your maintenance is. Go from there. You want to lose weight, deduct it. I usually go with like 300 calories, give or take, depending on the person and depending on what kind of cut they're trying to do. But 300 is a good number to start. So if you're at 2,400 and you want to come down a little bit, let's say you drop 300 calories, that'll put you at 2,100. From there, start with your protein. So protein first. Get around 1 gram per body weight. So let's use myself for an example, right? Let's say my maintenance is 2,100. First thing I would do is figure out my protein. 170 grams of protein, give or take, because that's where I am at right now. More if I want to just keep my carbs a little bit lower, which I would tend to do if I'm cutting. I try to throw my protein up a little bit higher. So let's say I'll do 200. Boom, just to make it simple. 200 grams of protein a day, that's my first thing. So I deduct that from the 2,100 for, like we said, 4 calories for every gram of protein. So 4 times 200, 800. Damn. Bam. Now we got 1,300 calories left to play with, right? Next, we do our fats. So we do our fats second, and that one you want to keep it anywhere from 40 to 50. This is where I figure out it's something you could play with a little bit, because everybody's different. Some people need less, some people need more. But 40 to 50 is a good amount. I would never suggest going under 40, because then you're starting getting into your mental health a little bit. You need the fats to kind of like function, to feel okay. Go too low, you're gonna start feeling like crap, lethargic. So you want to keep your fats at a good amount, at least 40. So let's just say 45, right? Just to keep it simple. 45 times 9. Just threw myself in a fucking loop here. Okay, 405. So boom. So now we have 800 from the protein, 405 from the fats. That puts us at 1200 calories, just to be, you know, make it simple, out of 2100. So 2100 minus 1200 puts you at 900. You have 900 calories left to throw into carbs, right? So 900 divided by 4, that puts you at about 225. So me, just somebody came to me with the same stats as me, I will put them at around 45 fats, 225 carbs, 200 protein. And that's just kind of what I would go for. So it's not necessarily ratios. Like you always, whenever you look up macros or anything like that, you always see people preaching the 40-40-20 split, or the 30-30-40, something like that. Those don't work because not everybody's the same. Not everybody could fit into ratios. Like everybody's different. Like you have to figure out, maybe I could tweak the fats a little bit more, or the 40% doesn't equate perfectly for my protein, or it might be too much, might be more than I need. 1 gram per body weight is more than enough. If you're somebody that's really overweight, you could tend to just use lean body mass, 1.25 of your lean body mass, but that's a whole nother topic of figuring that out. So that's what I recommend. Play with that, figure out your maintenance. So to wrap this whole video up, in a sense, is download MyFitnessPal. I forgot to say, get a scale so you can start tracking. Track your meals day to day for at least 3 to 7 days, figure out your maintenance. And then from there, just kind of break it down. Figure out your proteins first, your fats second, your carbs last, and then start tracking. The best thing to do is just start. After doing it for so long, you'll be able to adjust. Let's say you're at 2100 for a while, like shit, I'm not losing weight, or damn, I lost a lot of weight already. Which is, there's ups and downs to that, I guess, but you figure out, you could be like, okay, 2100, maybe I didn't start at the perfect, maybe I started too low, but at least now you know that's your baseline. Somebody who has a fast metabolism, like shit, 2100 is a little too low, I could bump it up. But you know how to do that now. Now you can do that. If you're not tracking, if you're just going guessing, there's no accountability. You know, you can't tailor as well as you could if you're tracking. So yeah, here's a video on figuring out your maintenance, kind of figuring out your macros for yourself. So start tracking your macros. It's the LF way. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any questions on tracking macros, period, or anything below, coaching or anything, hit me down below. Link is in the website. What did I just say? Website is in the description. And thank you guys for watching. Peace.
Yeah, I gotta get used to that. Remember, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, man, give us a subscribe.